KTN's Business News, brought to you by Family Bank.
We are here to help you grow your biashara by accessing loans, investment options, convenient banking, networking opportunities, and so much more. Njoo tukujenge. Visit any of our 93 branches countrywide. Family Bank is regulated by the Central Bank of Kenya.
All right, it's time now to make sense of the shillings and cents. The quarterly economic and budget review for the first half of the financial year 2022-2023 has revealed that the economy actually grew by a rate of 4.7% in the third quarter of 2022, driven by the service sector and, of course, the industry sector. But Treasury says these numbers have to be examined further. Noah Kipkemboi attempts to do just that.
The economy remained strong and resilient in the first three quarters of 2022, growing by 6.7% in the first quarter, 5.2% in the second quarter, and 4.7% in the third quarter.
Real GDP grew by 7.25% in 2021 from a low base of 0.3%. And it is estimated to grow at 5.5% in 2022 and projected to be around 6% in 2023.
This growth was mainly supported by services, particularly accommodation and food service activities, and industry sector, though Treasury Cabinet Secretary says there is more to the numbers.
I have had debate with several people in terms of the quality and structure of that growth. One of the things, if you look at the numbers clearly, in a very clear way, you'll see that in the last 5 to 7 years, that growth has been driven by public sector growth. That is in heavy investment in infrastructure, which actually is very, very positive in this part of the world, because public investment in infrastructure lowers transactions cost and enhances the profitability of private investment, and so it can introduce or ignite private investment. But you have to finish the project cycle fast.
Even as Kenya Kwanza embarks on an aggressive revenue collection, a 43.2 billion shilling shortfall from the target as of December 2022 was seen, largely driven by KRA missing the target for income tax.
I have observed that some of the forecast we have on revenues based on that growth is actually not very correct, but we have to correct the situation going forward. The other day I was actually showing some data, and it was showing that actually the public sector itself is not a tax-paying sector. It actually contributes 1% of tax revenue, but it contributes to about 19% of the total growth that you observe.
With little fiscal space, Treasury believes that the solution still lies in taxes, with the taxman having already been given a target of 3 trillion shillings in the next financial year.
The economy has been in a recession, and when you are in a recession, you constrain the economic activity. And so it means that tax revenues are going to be constrained. We have to expand the tax base, because all of us rely on, to finance development, we rely on tax revenue. But if we don't expand the tax base, then it means that it's going to be very difficult to get resources to finance development.
For the first half of this financial year, all ordinary revenue categories recorded below target performance during the period under review, except VAT on inputs, import declaration fees, and other revenue, which overperformed by 4.1 billion, 10.4 billion, and 5.3 billion respectively. Noah Kipkemboi, KTN News.
Now, away from that, TG Foundation, a non-governmental organization, has embarked on working closely with local cotton farmers by assisting them source for raw materials for making school uniform. Now, the organization says many parents are increasingly finding it very difficult to educate their children, with the cost of school uniforms ranking top among the most expensive items needed in the schools.
We are trying to address the issue of the cotton industry. The annual demand for cotton in Kenya is 200,000 bales. The country only produces 25,000 bales. The reason this is happening is because the price of cotton per kilo, as compared to what is being offered in the market, the farmer loses money. So we are coming together with government to co-create a market to revive the cotton industry. So the counties that are producing cotton are not producing linen. So we want to use the issue of uniform to turn cotton into linen, then linen into uniforms.
Part of TG Foundation goal is empowerment, and we are going to achieve that through aggregation and integration. The first bit will be working with cotton farmers. We get the products from our farmers, and then using our networks, we connect them with the textile companies. And then in the integration bit is where we handle the logistics and the payments using online platforms. And
I want to say that this initiative by TG Foundation to support parents, particularly those taking their kids to school for the first time, Form 1s, to acquire uniform on loan is a good initiative. As State Department for Trade, we look at it as an opportunity to promote the cotton industry and the relevant value chain that goes together with that in the long run. And of course, it is also an opportunity that is going to create job opportunities, particularly for SMEs.
Now, paint manufacturers are positive that the construction sector will record growth in the year 2023, bouncing back from a slow performance last year. Now, sector players have also decried the high cost of input, forcing them to cut operation costs to shield you, the consumer.
And we're trying to focus more on our internal efficiencies, doing a lot of cost cuttings measures to make sure that we improve productivity and control the cost and try to make the product affordable to the Kenyans. One of the biggest raw material is titanium dioxide. Okay, and titanium dioxide's price has been soaring like anything. There was a time where in COVID we've been buying like $2,300 per ton. It went to $3,500 to $3,600 per ton. So you understand the price went up to 50%. The biggest issue that time was logistics, where no containers were available. Every country had different restrictions of COVID. So the transportation cost went up by 100, 200, 300%. So it was very difficult for us to manage supply chain, manage inflation of the price, dollar depreciation of local currency. Those are the so few challenges we really had to run these industries now. But somehow, yes, last year we didn't have a good year. Okay, we can say that we didn't achieve our profit targets and sales revenue targets. Believe that this year we are very confident that coming years, 23, 24 should be a good year for paint industries. Yeah.
KTN's Business News, brought to you by Family Bank.
We are here to help you grow your biashara by accessing loans, investment options, convenient banking, networking opportunities, and so much more. Njoo tukujenge. Visit any of our 93 branches countrywide. Family Bank is regulated by the Central Bank of Kenya.
Tumeamua kukuja kwa barabara kutokezea kuleta mrongano hii, ndio hii barabara yetu tutengenezewe. Tangu ibomolewe tumekaa miaka 4. Vumbi imetuzidia. Watoto wetu wote ni wagonjwa macho. Wazee wetu wa mama wakongwe wote wako kwa hospitali, wanaandika kifua. Wote kifua zao zimefunga. Wakienda hospitali 10,000, 8,000 unaacha huko. Kiangazi ndio hii, hatuna unga, ndio hiyo tena ugonjwa.
Hawa watu tunawasikia, wengi tunawajua, lakini tungetamani sana kufahamu maisha yao kwa undani. Bas, sasa tutawapa fursa ya kueleza pandashuka za maisha yao, kazi zao, huzuni na furaha zao, pamoja na sakata na masaibu yao katika kipindi Ni Kipi Sijasikia, kila Ijumaa 12 hadi saa 1 hapa KTN News, na mimi Ahmed Bahaj. Rafiki, utafurahia na pia utajifunza. Zitatoka cheche, piga mstari chini yake.
Unazuba hivi tu mtaani.